We're here with Vicky at Universal City Walk, and you're going to perform. How does it feel to be performing at City Walk?
Honestly, kind of nervous because I've come through City Walk, quite a few times before I was on the show, and like I would watch the concerts up here, and so now to be on the other side and to be performing is kind of like butterflies in my tummy a little bit.
People are lined up already. They're already watching you doing sound check in the heat, so that's a good sign.
Yes.
Now, first of all, let's talk about The Voice. We know you from season 1 of The Voice. What made you think to try out? It's such a
I'd seen so many of the shows, on TV and saw that, a lot of artists were getting, recognized from that. And I kind of manifested in my head, I wish there was a show that was more about, the singing. Not so much like, oh, you got to be some big pop star. You got to have the whole package. It was like, just about your voice and really focusing on, like, who we were as individuals. And all of a sudden, here came the show. And, I went and I auditioned. And then I just said, I'm just going to have fun. And made it to the finals. And it was pretty, when I was there, I was just like, I couldn't believe I made it here. So that was, I just said yes the whole time. And yeah.
You were on the show, and you were a big standout on it. And what was it like when you got CeeLo into being your coach and turned cheer? What was that whole experience?
For me, when we were auditioning, through the whole process, we didn't even know much about the show, so we didn't know who the judges were going to be. So little by little, they started unveiling things for us. And when I saw that CeeLo was going to be one of the people, mentoring, I immediately was like, that's who I want. And for him to turn around was just like, all right, this is the right, we're in the right place, for sure.
Now, how was it hard for you with the songs and performing them on the show, like getting to know them, or were you familiar with most of the songs, and did you have a good say-so in it, or how was that?
At the beginning, you kind of, it's auditioning, so you're I wasn't too familiar with all of the songs, and then as we got further down the line, we got to have more control over everything, and yeah, it was very, definitely nerve-wracking, to be live and to just get pushed out there and like, go, it's go time. So it was a little bit scary at first, but, we're performers, we've been doing this for a while, so you just kind of go into that space and you do it.
Now, after the show, they took the top 8 on tour, and then what was that whole experience like, just being on tour with it?
I had so much fun being on tour with the top 8. I think that was the funnest part for me, coming off the show and just everybody just kind of, like, the nerves were controlled now. It wasn't about, like, who's going to win? How far am I? What do I got to do? It was like everybody was there enjoying each other. And, we all of us got along. It definitely was a close family, when we were there. So it was good.
Now, you guys came back this year for right during the finale week. What was it like coming back and just being with everyone again?
Again, yeah, it was great to see everybody. I mean, it was kind of an awkward time for us because it was one of the shows where they were, making people, voting the people off, and so to be there for that, I was just like, oh, I could not, it was, your heart was just definitely, heart wrenching. So, but it was still fun to be able to go up there and perform and not be actually, participating in the show anymore,
And you knew what they were going through.
Yeah, not competing. Yeah.
So now you released your album, Vicky, and tell me about what was your whole album process?
It was fast. The album process was definitely fast, and then it was just like hurry up and wait. So I finished it quickly, ready to release, and they wanted to release actually on The Voice season 2. So it took me a while to to get to the point where it was finally out there, but. It was fun, it was a great experience, and worked with so many great producers, and just excited that I was even, on the show to begin with, to be able to have this opportunity and to be here right now,
Not too many people get off a show and then do an album and then have your mentor come on and perform. What was it like doing Come Along with CeeLo? It's a hot song.
Oh, thank you. That came about, I went to go visit the season 2 set. They invited us to come watch the show. And I brought the song to CeeLo, and I put some headphones on his head, and I just said, what do you think? And he was like, oh, this is hot, this is hot. And I was like, do you want to sing a verse on it? And he was like, absolutely. So that's really how that happened, for sure.
You just finished the West Coast tour. You're going to be doing more tour dates coming up?
Yes. I was just before this talking to Jamar about maybe going and doing something, on the East Coast together. That's where he's from, and And, you know, he came and did something with me on the West Coast, so to go do something on the East Coast with him, I just get along with the guy, so it would just be nice and easy and, you know, play our music together.
And lastly, what do you want to say to the fans when you're watching this interview?
Everybody, thank you for the support. Those of you who, you know, met me from The Voice and everything, thank you for watching. Thanks for voting. And most importantly, if you're watching these shows, we're doing what we love, and it's hard. It's definitely, you know, you got to kind of free yourself from that fear and just take that leap of faith and do what you love. So I just want to say, do that for yourself.
Thanks a lot. It's good talking to you, and can't wait to